Sister Wives Kody now wants to divorce Robyn and return to his ex-wives. Kody Brown went bankrupt today after listening to Ronin's wisdom. He lost his financial resources after his 3 wives divorced him. Even Kody is lonely because of Robyn's lifestyle. Meanwhile, Janelle has bought a big house. Hello friends, welcome to the Daily Gossip News Update. I am Olivia and hope you are well by God's grace. Please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Sister Wives Season 19 has been a game changer for the entire Brown family, and after watching recent episodes, I think Kody Brown needs to repair his relationship with his children as quickly as possible. While Kody, who spent the last 30+ years married to his original trio of wives, has been adamant that he doesn't want to extend an olive branch to the estranged kids in his family, it's time to mend fences. Throughout Sister Wives Season 19, viewers have seen Kody moving through some of the toughest times of his life, but his children haven't been there supporting him. With Kody, who was married to Kody Brown, Janelle Brown, and Mary Brown for years before meeting his only remaining wife Robyn Brown, choosing to remain stoic about how he feels when it comes to his kids' disinterest, the family patriarch has made a baffling decision. Kody's 18 children, who come from all 4 of his former and current wives, range in ages, lifestyles, and levels of interest in engaging with him. While some are still maintaining a relationship, others have stopped engaging with him completely over the years. And with Kody hurt by everything, it's time for a change. Throughout the run of Sister Wives, Kody's relationships with his kids have been all over the map. While some earlier seasons saw Kody and his children able to come together peacefully, the kids were much younger and didn't realize the extent of Kody's behavior. Throughout their young lives, Kody's kids with Kody, Janelle, and Mary have all come to understand more about their parents, realizing that they've made mistakes and had tough times over the years. While some of those mistakes have been forgiven, others remain an issue in the Brown family overall, and Kody's behind the majority of them. In recent years, Kody's issues with his older kids have become far more difficult as he's poured his love and attention into his children with Robyn, and withheld it from others. The majority of the issues behind Kody's strained family relationships comes from the fact that he's chosen to put his kids from his original trio of wives on the back burner while spending time with his kids with Robyn, consistently not showing up or choosing them. Kody's had problems justifying his behavior over the years and has ultimately tried to make the kids look like they're the real issue. While I expected Sister Wives to give Kody a different edit throughout its currently airing season, things have been fairly honest about his behavior and the way his children are reacting towards it. Though Kody himself was given a bit more of a victim edit than expected earlier in the season, things have slowly been changing on the show. As Kody has learned more about the problems his children are facing, especially when it comes to feeling like he doesn't care for them or pay them attention, he's seemed to realize that he has more opportunity to fix the problem. Though he hasn't taken steps forward to do so, Kody's portrayal on Sister Wives has been interesting to watch as he's learned more about what's going wrong in his life. Instead of finding himself struggling to understand what's happening or place blame, Kody's been shown to want to be more attentive with his family, bringing his children back into the fold as he rebuilds after his difficult divorces. While Kody may be struggling overall, it's been clear that his relationships with his kids are some of the toughest losses for him to swallow. And seeing that on screen has helped. Watching Kody begin to realize that things need to change was a good start. And now that Sister Wives has reached the point where Kody Brown's passing has come to light, it's possible that he could be motivated to make an even bigger change to move forward. Throughout Sister Wives Season 19, viewers have been waiting in a dark sense of anticipation as it grew closer to the point where Kody's tragic passing occurred in the family's lives. Though details haven't been widely shared on Sister Wives, the most recent episode recognized the tragedy and didn't hold back with emotion. Kody and Robyn, who spent the majority of the episode together, were open about how difficult it felt being estranged from Kody at the time of his death. While Kody was a bit more reserved than some viewers expected, It was clear that he was overwhelmed with grief and emotion about losing his son. The family patriarch spent time in the episode sharing his feelings, which could create a major shift in the way he's thinking about his relationship with his kids overall. Garrison's passing could push Kody to consider exploring rebuilding his relationships with his family as a whole. Although I think Kody has a lot to change before he can successfully become the father he's always felt he was, I also think starting is the most difficult part. After seeing the tragic loss of Garrison on Sister Wives, it's become clear that the Brown family needs to find solace in each other more than ever. While I do believe the family will come back together for a time, it's on Kody to try and keep his family moving back to a place where they can support one another through good times, bad times, and everything else in between. Now I think Kody needs to reevaluate his life in a way that makes it clear he's not going to put some family members over others, even if that's difficult for him. While Robyn's the kind of person who needs validation and attention consistently, Kody needs to ensure that his family feels secure in him as things continue to change in their lives. Despite the tragedy that could bring them back together, the Brown family needs each other more than ever in this tough moment. Sister Wives Kody needs to step up for his kids like the father he is. Sister Wives recently aired what was likely its most heartbreaking episode to date. In the May 5, 2025 episode, viewers watched as the Brown family learned 25-year-old Garrison, the son of Kody and Janelle Brown, had died by suicide. Garrison's death happened over a year prior, in March 2024. While his passing made headlines at the time, this is the first time Sister Wives addressed the tragedy on screen. Due to the show's delayed production schedule, fans knew the moment was coming, but nothing could have prepared them for the rawness of the scene. Rather than dramatizing events, TLC let the silence speak for itself, cutting to black after Mary took a devastating call from Kody while filming. What came next was a candid look at how the fractured family coped with the loss, which Sister Wives will likely continue to explore throughout the season. The episode started like any other, with Mary in the confessional booth. She was about to discuss something unrelated, her birthday, but became visibly distracted when her phone kept ringing. Mary acknowledged it was Kody, but chose to ignore it to keep filming. However, Mary's tone changed when she got a text from Kody saying it's an emergency. She finally picked, and her face dropped. The screen then faded to black, with white lettering delivering the sad news. On March 5, 2024, Kody and Janelle's son Garrison passed away. Mary immediately paused filming to drive to Kody and Robyn's house, where she was met by more. Later, in a confessional, Mary admitted to being in disbelief upon hearing the news from Kody. He told me the words that I'll never forget. He goes, "Garrison took his life." And it was just like this weird, surreal moment that no, not one of our kids. No, they're not going to do that. She recalled. There was nothing scripted about the scene. It was deeply emotional, which is what made it so powerful and devastating. It was also a reminder that Sister Wives is more than just a reality show about plural marriage. It's about a real family, and in its current season, it's a deep dive into loss and grief. The rest of the episode mainly unfolded in confessionals, where the family tried to make sense of what happened. Janelle revealed she'd been texting Garrison throughout the day, saying there was nothing unusual in their conversation, though she knew he'd been struggling. But when her son stopped responding around 8:30 p.m., she started to worry. She reached out to his brothers, Logan and Hunter, asking them to check in on him. Later that night, one of the other brothers, Gabriel, called Janelle after going to Garrison's house, only to find him deceased. Kody had a strained relationship with Garrison due to fallout from the family's pandemic tensions. He admitted on camera he's riddled with guilt and questioned if he could have done something to prevent Garrison's death. He continued, "All the frustration I had, all of a sudden, that's so unimportant. I'm just sad about what would have been. It makes me feel connected to him to do the what-ifs," Kody confessed, visibly broken. Whether or not viewers sympathize with Kody, it's clear that his grief is real, and so is his regret. Perhaps the most sobering moment of the episode came when the family started to unpack the factors that may have led to Garrison's suicide. Janelle noted he struggled with anxiety and depression for years, and alcohol eventually became his way of coping. However, his drinking worsened during COVID. Though the family offered all the love, all the support, all the resources, Janelle said something about that night was different. This isn't the first time Sister Wives has touched on mental health, but this episode forced the family, and by extension, its viewers, to confront it head-on. Janelle said Gabriel had already been in therapy before Garrison's death. The death set him back, but he's doing okay. In one candid confession, Janelle captures the surrealism of the family's grief, saying, "I know that he's dead, but I forget that he's dead, and then I'm like, oh, I remember." It's clear the Brown family will never be the same again. And by airing their pain so openly, Sister Wives delivered one of its most honest, important, and tragic episodes of all time. After years of insults, Sister Wives Kody Brown tries a rebrand with a $610,000 apology. The dynamics of Sister Wives Brown family have shifted, but is it for better or for worse? After years of snubbing his elder wives, the family patriarch Kody Brown tried to rebrand himself by paying out $610,000 to Janelle and Mary. But the question still remains whether his $610,000 apology is a sincere attempt at making peace with ex-wives. Brown initially bought the 14-acre Coyote Pass property in Flagstaff, Arizona in 2018 after deciding to relocate his family from Las Vegas. The TLC personality's initial dream was to stay with his entire family, then including his 4 wives Mary, Christine, Janelle, and Robyn, along with all his children, in separate homes within the property. However, before his dream could materialize, the polygamous family slowly disintegrated, leading Brown to abandon his dream and finalize the sale of the property for $1.5 million. As he relinquished his 97% stake on the Coyote Pass property, he paid $305,000 each to Janelle and Mary, which further raised questions. Let's find out how his $610,000 payout landed in controversy despite initially being passed. While Kody's initial dream consisted of separate houses for all his wives and one for himself, the plan went downhill when Christine broke free of the marriage in 2021. Leading her path, Brown's 2 other wives, Janelle and Mary, too separated from him, citing their growing distances in 2022 and 2023 respectively. That left Brown in a monogamous marriage solely with Robyn, whom he spiritually married in 2010 and legally in 2014. Nevertheless, when Christine bailed out of her marriage, she sold her portion of the land parcel for a meager $10 to Brown per collater. Mary and Janelle, however, remained, as they should have, for the property. Janelle, after all, used her 401k to finance part of the property, and Mary has always been a steady contributor in the family's finances. Thus, throughout the family's possession of the land, Brown claimed that he won the majority of the shares of the land. Janelle and Mary, on the other hand, have always fought for 25% share each. Brown's reluctance in distributing the land parcel, however, doesn't come out of character for the Brown family patriarch. More often than not, during the Sister Wives tenure, Brown came off as a flawed character who was far from a Prince Charming. His elder wives saw him fall head over heels in love with Robyn, which became the point of contention in their plural marriage. However, instead of addressing their concerns, Brown derisively called the women entitled princesses. It is, however, just a fraction of the emotional strain the women had to undergo during their association with Brown. It is not that they have not been emotionally manipulated before. While they stayed for years in hopes of turning things for the better, their hopes weren't reciprocated. Instead, insults and snubs only grew with each passing year. Even after separating from Brown, the ex-wives were accused of alienating their children from Brown. Amid all the backlash, Brown shocked many by redividing the land parcel into 4 parts, giving somewhat into Janelle and Mary's demands. Yet the division remained unequal. Brown sold the land in 4 parcels, 2.42-acre plots for $305,000 each, a 4.48-acre plot for $400,000, and a 5.16-acre plot for $490,000. After making the sale for $1.5 million, he gave around $610,000 to Janelle and Mary, while keeping the rest for himself and Robyn. While his act of shelling out $610,000 to his previous wives may appear as an act of generosity, it didn't fail to raise speculation, as it also received backlash as a PR move. Given Brown's past, it may or may not have been a face-saving act. Yet, PR move or not, Brown's recent act of property division did leave his 2 exes richer by $305,000 each. As for Brown's reputation, only time will tell whether his rebranding worked. With a major point of contention for the land now over, peace seems to have been restored with the broken family. While Christine apparently did not get a share in the proceedings, she got peace of mind by bailing out earlier, and that calls for something. Nevertheless, Brown's relationships with his other family members are still at a standstill. Though he managed to work out a serviceable deal with Janelle, the trust has been broken with the mother of his 6 children. Brown, who is currently in a monogamous marriage with Robyn, is still trying to adjust to his post-plural marriage. As each of the members of the family embarks on their individual journeys, Brown, who is currently in a monogamous marriage with Robyn, is still trying to adjust to his post-plural marriage. As each of the members of the family embarks on their individual journeys, Sister Wives is bracing for a more poignant tale that would still keep the audience hooked to their seats. His Sister Wives star Kody Brown considered walking away from wife Robyn. "I was so broken. My church isn't a cult," Kody said on the episode, which focused on Valentine's Day. "It's hard to get into and easy to get out of, but marriage is its own cult. I don't want to disparage marriage, but it is easy to get into, and it is." When Kody took Robyn out to dinner to celebrate the romantic holiday, she asked him how he felt about no longer being a polygamist, and he shared he felt like he'd been slapped by polygamy. "It's hard not to be bitter about the fact that I bought off on it, and did it because in the end, in the last moments of it, it felt terrible," he continued. "I'm like, literally bitter sometimes." Robyn continued prying, asking if he was missing their plural marriage. "I don't want to be flippant with my answer because we were devoted to this, but I'm not interested in plural marriage anymore," he told the cameras. "I don't want to pursue another woman because I don't want that headache, the questions, the struggles, the wonder about trust. I'm not in that space." While Kody told Robyn his children are a blessing that came out of their plural marriage, he's completely discouraged by the idea that people feel obligated to do what we did. For her part, Robyn said she was heartbroken by all of this and trying to make sense of it, but told the cameras she's very scared of plural marriage due to what has happened to her family. Kody then made the startling confession about his marriage to Robyn, noting, "Because I'd been in plural marriage for so long, and it was a sole focus of marriage for me. When we failed at it, I was sabotaging myself. There were days unfair to Robyn that I thought about just walking away from our relationship too. And that was just because I was so broken. I became self-destructive." He then apologized to Robyn, specifically for the dark space I went through and how it harmed you because it wasn't fair to you. "Because I was angry. You're withdrawing from me," he elaborated. "And because you were withdrawing from me, I was experiencing not just the anger from the rejection and the anger from the failure of our failures in plural marriage and everything that I was experiencing there. It was causing me to literally have bad thoughts about us." Sister wives Janelle Brown and Mary Brown have a history together, so seeing them unite in the April 27 episode was a special moment for two of Kody Brown's former wives. The Sister Wives Season 19 mid-season break was the palate cleanser viewers needed. And now that it's back, watching Janelle and Mary work together on Coyote Pass is a welcome change from the continuing fallout from the multiple divorces the family experienced. In real time, we know that Coyote Pass has finally sold and Janelle and Mary were paid out. But at the time, the future was uncertain for them. Mary and Janelle were never the closest of sister wives. Mary was always closer to Robyn Brown, and Janelle and Christine Brown have a deep bond that continues today. Still, Mary and Janelle were married to Kody the longest. Kody legally married Mary in 1990 and married Janelle spiritually in 1993. They were joined by Christine, who married Kody in 1994, and Robyn, who married Kody in 2014. It's heartwarming to see that after everything they went through, Janelle still cares about Mary and wants to make sure she gets her fair share of what she's entitled to. Good. Throughout Sister Wives Season 19, Janelle has urged Mary to consider getting a lawyer to prepare to fight over Coyote Pass. Mary was reluctant, still believing that Kody would never screw her over when it came to dividing Coyote Pass. In the April 27 episode, Mary and Janelle actually meet up on the property to survey the land and discuss what to do moving forward. Janelle suspected that Kody was making moves behind the scenes on Coyote Pass and purposely hiding that information from her and Mary. This is why she's so adamant about getting a lawyer, and why she thinks Mary should as well. Janelle simply doesn't trust Kody anymore. Kody has been stalling on making any decisions. In the April 27 episode, Kody admitted that the reason he hadn't made a move was because Robyn wasn't comfortable with the idea of selling Coyote Pass. The family purchased the property in 2018 as a glorious place to build their polygamous utopia. But the pandemic put a stop to all such plans,